The exclusions may have little or no effect and not change the bigger picture. But at a time of uncertainty, when Gibraltar looks towards Britain for support and commitment, they may not settle well. The paragraph that has been left out in Britain's position stated it would never enter into arrangements under which the people of Gibraltar would pass under the sovereignty of another state against their freely and democratically expressed wishes, nor enter into a process of sovereignty negotiations with which Gibraltar is not content. The other general change in the consensus decision is that instead of encouraging the United Kingdom and Spain to engage in finding common solutions, it welcomes the efforts made so far. This year's draft text also adds that these efforts are in order to move towards a relationship based on dialogue and cooperation. A Foreign Office spokesman has welcomed the text, saying the warmer tone is helpful and reflects the spirit of recent cooperation with Spain while not compromising on their red lines. He adds it includes a clear statement of both Britain's and Gibraltar's position on dialogue. The Foreign Office highlights that while there's no explicit mention of the double lock and sovereignty, there's no inclusion of Spanish co-sovereignty language either. It concludes the UK's commitment to the double lock and sovereignty is undiminished, adding the UK is proud of Gibraltar and its position on sovereignty has not and will not change. For its part, the Gibraltar government says it's never supported the annual UN consensus decision, believing it to be contradictory and unacceptable. It says it does not make sense for the United Kingdom to agree a consensus wording that makes a reference to the 1984 Brussels Agreement on the one hand, and then be committed at the same time to no discussion or negotiation of our sovereignty. The government adds it's never supported and does not support any discussions on Gibraltar under Brussels. It maintains that whatever the United Nations consensus may say, the future of Gibraltar can only be freely and democratically decided by the people of Gibraltar in exercise of our right to self-determination. It adds it's important to recall that the guarantees in the preamble to the Constitution remain in the preamble itself, and that the double lock mechanism has been constantly reinforced by the United Kingdom in statements made by UK ministers from the Prime Minister downwards, and says the right of the people of Gibraltar to self-determination was restated only last week at the Joint Ministerial Council between all the overseas territories and the United Kingdom government, where it was also made clear that the UK government will support the removal of any territory from the United Nations list that wishes to be so removed.